All right, what is good? What is happening, everybody? It is your boy Connor, your primitive AK here. We got a ton of bug fixes and also weapon updates. This is actually a fairly decently large patch notes here that we got just sort of out of nowhere. They just dropped a new update with a huge weapon balance pass. Going through a lot of these. So there's a few bug fixes up top, which we're not really going to go too much in depth for. They also fixed some weapon XP's issues with some of the Vanguard weapons, but the big juicy part here is a lot of the weapon buffs here. So we're going to go through some of these. Unfortunately, they do have weapon code names on some of these, so I'll be sure to just sort of guide you guys in the direction of what these buffs actually mean. So basically, the short version of the story is Cold War weapons got nerfed and the Vanguard weapons got buffed. So going through this right here, AK-47 got a maximum damage decrease down to 34 and minimum damage decrease down to 30. This is basically range passes here. So certain weapons were dealing certain damage at certain ranges. This got a hefty nerf here, so that's actually quite significant. The AS-44 got its initial recoil decrease, which is huge. Maximum damage range also increased, and also the 615 got a huge range buff by an additional 5% up to 20%. The Assault Rifle Alpha, which I believe is the STG, received a headshot damage multiplier increase, a neck damage multiplier decrease, and a maximum damage increase up to 33 and minimum damage increase up to 30 from 26. That is a huge buff, guys. This is definitely a huge balance pass leading up to the bundle that's going to be coming out for Godzilla. I'm like 99% sure that's the reason why they did that there. The 7.62 Gorenko 50 mags also got a fire rate multiplier decrease, and the Krausic 220 Rapid got a huge balance pass as well. I don't use this barrel, so I don't really see any point of this, but for those that did enjoy using that, then that's certainly good, I guess. Recoil Booster also got a fire rate multiplier decrease down to 1.5. Assault Rifle Bravo, which I'm not too sure of. I think that's the bar. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because it doesn't necessarily say what the code name is here. But he got a maximum damage increase up to 31, and also the minimum damage increase up to 26. Assault Rifle Charlie, which I believe is the... Or actually, this one's the bar. Sorry. This one's the bar, and I believe this one is the automaton. So this one got a maximum damage increase up to 41 from 40 and minimum damage increase up to 36 from 30. So this is actually huge here. Minimum damage increase to 36. That is a huge buff to this thing. And it's also range got increased up to 20% and damage now decreased by 10% when using the 18-inch barrel. Assault Rifle Hotel got a minimum damage increase up to 20, and the Cooper Carbine Vanguard weapon got an increase to range up to 29.2 from 27.9. 22 Cooper Custom also got a range increase up to 20%. The EM2 Cold War weapon got a maximum damage decrease. This weapon was already kind of bad in my opinion. I didn't necessarily like it because of its recoil patterns, but regardless, they did give this thing a bit of a nerf again. The KG-M40 got a maximum damage range increase up to 33 meters, and the 700 barrel on the KG got a range increase to 20%. Now minimum damage at 24, up from 22. The Nikita AV2 also got a huge buff here. Maximum ammo capacity increase up to 20, and the minimum damage now increase up to 21. And also they changed some magazine capacities for some of these here, which is pretty good. The NZ41 got a maximum damage range increase up to 35 meters, minimum damage increase up to 32, and also the 615 barrel got a damage penalty decrease down to 15% from previously 30%, and the Orb Reaper Custom got a damage range penalty removed completely. The Volk also got a minimum damage increase up to 22 from 20. This is a huge buff to the Volk here. This thing was lacking. I did cover this in my previous video stating how this needed a little bit of a buff, and it's nice to see that they did do just that. The XM4 got a slight nerf down to 29% maximum damage down from 30, so that's actually huge. That requires it now 1 extra bullet to kill. Submachine guns, the Armaguerra 43, a weapon that I did like, but unfortunately was lacking in the damage department. This got a huge minimum damage increase up to 19, and neck damage multiplier increase up to 1.32. Bullet velocity also increased across the board for all of its attachments. The Thompson received a huge buff yet again. I haven't covered this weapon in a while, and I was hoping that they buffed it, and it looks like they did just that. Bullet velocity increase across the board, and also minimum damage increased to 20, up from 18, and mid damage, which is the halfway point, increased up to 22. Owen Gun, minimum damage. This one's... I'm surprised they did this. They buffed the Owen Gun after just nerfing this thing, and the minimum damage increased to 24, up from 22. PPSH also got a balance pass as well. Minimum damage increase up to 19 from 17. Bullet velocity increase across the board. The Sten got a minimum increase damage up to 24 from 22, and minimum damage increase to 21 up from 18. So this is actually the mid damage, and the min damage got increased. Close range remains the same. Bullet velocity increased across the board. Same for the submachine gun Charlie, which I believe is the MP40. I believe this is the MP40 here. So this got a huge balance pass yet again. Bullet velocity increase and minimum damage slightly increased. They don't want to overbuff this thing too much since it is already a subpar decent weapon. The Type 100 also got a minimum damage increase to 20 from 18, as well as its bullet velocity increased across the board. And the Well Gun received a minimum damage increase to 24. Like I said, this one was already good, so they don't want to overtune this one too much. But the bullet velocity are increased across the board, and also the bullet velocity penalty has been removed on the Gawain short barrel. Perk, this was another one that I don't typically use, but it's nice to see that it's getting a buff here. Vital got a slight buff. Upper torso damage multiplier decreased to 1.046 down from 1.05. That'll basically just make it one extra shot to kill. I still would never use Vital. There's just no point to really using it. But for the most part, guys, that's your update for the May 4th update. This was just kind of thrown out of nowhere. I wasn't really expecting this, but we got a huge balance pass here, and I think this is very good changes. Pretty much all the Vanguard weapons that are well known and pretty much meta have been buffed across the board. Even the ones that got nerfed, and the mainstream weapons for Cold War also got nerfed as well here. But guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Let me know what you guys are most hyped for. I'll be sure to cover some of these changes in class setup videos in the future, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's your boy Connor, your primitive AK, signing out. Peace out, fellas.